Why is Bert looking at us like that?
I'm gonna outlaw the word bead.
Why? No, we're just gonna go to court because we already made that word.
5 push-ups for every bead word.
Are you joking? Are you joking? Can we start doing bead?
Maybe worse. Maybe. 5 push-ups for every bead word.
Are you joking?
Maybe.
Great. Well, tell us when that's related next. But from now on, we'll start using shallow bead words. Be a little bead cautious.
Oh.
To get the photo of bead terminology on
I kind of want to see how the flooding goes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get started. Last few people getting their stuff, but wanted, because I know there are a few new parents in the room of our 6th graders, soon to be 7th graders. Welcome to you guys. I promise it's not as scary as you may think it is. I will over communicate with you. I am not as scary as you think I am. I believe I have added you all to my email list. If you haven't seen it, check your spam. For some reason, I automatically go to spam sometimes. So make sure you check your spam. That email list, I try to send out every Tuesday. If it doesn't go out Tuesday, it goes on Wednesday. If it doesn't come out on Wednesday, it comes out on Thursday. So it comes out on one of those 3 days. Yeah, one of the 7 days, usually between Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, one of the days that ends in Y. That newsletter is your wealth of information. It will have pretty much everything that we are doing, from activities to and it will also give you, when we are having our Sunday night stuff, it will give you a rundown of what I'm teaching that night. So if it comes out on Tuesday, it will tell you what I'm teaching the upcoming Sunday, so that you guys know what I'm teaching, so that then that next week, you guys can be talking with your students about the same thing. It will also give you what I call like at the table or in the car questions, so that you guys on the way home, if you drive your students home, or at the table, you guys can ask questions, so that you guys can make sure that your students are paying attention, but also so that you guys can just be having conversations. And then there's also the rundown of kind of what we talk about each Sunday morning, as well. There is also a resource in there if you scroll all the way down to the bottom. At the very bottom, there is a resource of the month that we have been giving out since the beginning of January. It's a new resource. It is what we have called a discipleship at home resource. And so we believe that discipleship first starts at home. And so I've been trying to give you guys some of these parent-student activities that you guys can do alongside your students. And so it gives you just some activities you guys can do along with your students and your youngers, if you've got younger kids as well. This month, the month of June, it wants you to bring your students and your kids alongside you as you guys do some of the stuff around your house. So June, I know, is a time where you guys try to do all of the honey-do lists or the things around your house. So just an encouraging time for you guys to bring your students alongside you and maybe teach them some things or show them some things how to do, but also gives you an opportunity to ask questions about your students' faith, about your kids' faith. And it also gives you, in that faith at home, it gives you some questions and some scripture alongside that as well. So that's again, You have to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I know all of the cool stuff is at the top, but the really cool stuff's down at the bottom. And bonus points if you answer my question down at the bottom. But that is also in there as well. But I try to put the most vital things at the top, usually in big red letters or bold letters of things you guys need to know, or if there's any important things that are happening within the church that you guys need to know, also go in that kind of top section as well. The digital summer calendar is in there as well, and there's also a printed version back there as well. It's front and back as well. So just to run down the calendar a little bit. Again, if you're new, we do something called Monday Munch. It is exactly like it sounds. We do lunch together every Monday that we are in town, obviously. We try to have lunch together as a student group. We go around town and just have lunch together. Tomorrow we are doing it at Wingstop. So we'll have lunch together from 12 to 1. And then we'll figure out where we go next week. I will put that in the email wherever we go. The one for sure place we always go is VBS week. We always go to Chick-fil-A. And I pay for that one. That is the one that I pay for every time. Monday Munch is you bring your own money, and if to eat, and then a big change for this year is instead of doing Wednesday nights at the Peak, we are doing Wednesday night Bible studies. In the Peak, every single Wednesday, we are doing something. We're doing a Bible study on Wednesday nights called Essentials of the Faith. It is a study through Right Now Media. And so I made that change this year because I thought that was important, that I wanted to make sure that we are doing something like that over the summer. The goal by the end of the summer is that I am not teaching that study. I do not want to teach that study by the end of the summer. So my goal is that the students have taken over that study and they are teaching the study. My goal for anything that I do is that I am trying to replace myself. That they have taken over and they are doing it. I know that sounds weird, but it's my philosophy of ministry is I want to replace myself. So by the end of the summer, I am hoping that some of the students are going to take the ball and roll with it, and they are leading that study because I feel like it's important that students leading other students is important. And then on Fridays and or Saturdays, depending on the event, we've got our Friday nights, our Saturday night hangouts. And anytime we do those, they are either free or $20 or less is our goal. So that way that keeps the funds down for you guys. Because again, I know that things are astronomically more expensive now. And so again, the only two things that are going to cost you this summer are the sporting game, which is happening this Saturday. It is only $20. And then the Royals game, which is happening on July 26th, that is also going to be $20. So other than that, we've got Color Wars, which is happening on the 20th of June. Then we have a pool party on the 12th, which is totally free. I will preface it. The only time we're not having Wednesday night Bible study is during VBS. It's at Jen and Jay Christman's. And I don't know, they wanted to host it. What did you say? Yeah. Yeah, we're not having Bible study then. Yes. Anytime we're not in town. So we are doing our famous Nacho Libre night on July 9th. And then another thing we have tried to do this year is we have been doing serve days once a quarter. Our next serve day is July 19th. I'm hopefully going to partner with TRM to work with them. My TRM contact is currently in Honduras, so can't really do that to make sure that those are locked down. That is the goal, is to hopefully partner with them. And so we were trying to do that once a quarter, if not more, to partner with somebody within our community. The last 2 times that we've tried, it is kind of the first time we tried to partner within our church to partner with our homebound ladies, which that went really well. And then the next one kind of flopped. But this one I'm hoping is going to work real well. And so, again, you can see it all on the calendar, which is there, or you can download the digital one that is in the email. So that is kind of the newsletter, the emails, it's called all of the summer activities. All the summer activities kind of straightforward, I feel like. Again, I know that it feels like there's a lot of stuff going on during the summer. I know, again, for you 6th and 7th grade parents, it's kind of new to have a whole bunch of stuff going on during the summer. But this is how I like to do ministry during the summer, because it gives me an opportunity to spend time with your students. Because during the school year, they are busier than ever. And I love spending time with your students. And when I first got here, the youth ministry didn't do anything during the summer, other than camp and maybe an occasional mission trip. But I want to spend time with your students, and usually during the summers when they have the most time. And so, yes, it seems weird that we go do weird things like sporting games and throw colored dust at each other, and watch Nacho Libre, but it's an opportunity for me to spend time. So if you have questions about anything, please come find me after, or raise your hand and I will try to answer them. But now we will probably we'll transition into probably the reason why most of you are here. Let's talk about Super Summer, which is probably why most of you are here. So Super Summer. June 23rd through the 27th. Yeah, please don't start up in July. You will be late. June 23rd through the 27th. The plan as of right now is I would like for you to have your students here at the peak at 11:30. We will not leave at 11:30, but I would like them here at 11:30. Because if you've been with us before, we eat lunch together, and then we go through all of the camp. We go through all of the camp rules, and we do all of that stuff together. And then the goal is for us to then leave sometime between 12:30 and 1, so that then we can be at camp around 2:00. So that then we can get to our dorms quickly. I can get checked in, and then I will have some of our more experienced students take all of the newbies around and show them where everything is. Because we've got students who have been at camp before. They will take most of the 6th and 7th graders kind of know where everything is, but I want to make sure if we've got anybody who's never been to camp before, that our juniors and seniors can take them around and show them where everything is. Our juniors and seniors will take the 6th and 7th graders underneath their wing. Because again, I strongly believe in discipleship and multi-generational discipleship, and so the juniors and seniors will take the youngers underneath their wing and kind of show them what youth ministry looks like, how it functions, because it is very different than children's ministry. But that is what we're going to do. Nevaeh is in charge of that, and so by force, not by force, but
Sorry, just to be clear.
yes.
So Monday the 23rd, here at 11:30.
Yes, at 11:30. If you're not here at exactly 11:30, it's fine, but around 11:30 is my best.
That's when the food line is open.
Yes, that's when the food line will open, is at 11:30. Yes. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because I know that, with work schedules and things like that I just, yeah. Because again, I want to try to be here. I want to be at camp a little bit earlier this year so that we can make sure we get everybody acquainted to kind of how things are.
Do you know what time you're able to be back on?
That 27th, some of it depends on how long the camp speaker likes to talk. Andy does a real good job of not talking very long. So I think 11:30 is usually when we'll leave. But we will take our students to Brahms after. And so imagine getting 40 people through Brahms. But we will most likely take Brahms on the go. So my guess, I've been telling people at the latest, probably 3. Okay, so 3-ish is probably the best bet, if not earlier. I will try, before we go, in the next 2 weeks, I will create a email list with all of the parents' emails and or a text messaging thread with all of you guys. I will not bombard that text messaging thread, I promise. I hate group text as much as you do. And so then that way when we leave, I will let you know. And then give you a rough ETA so that you guys can know when to be there. If I forget, I'm sorry. I just spent, so I'm terrible at that sometimes. So, but again, sometime between 2:30 and 3 is my rough guess because that's I think when we got back last year. Yeah, sure. Yes, yeah, we are renting a 96 passenger school bus this year because we are taking 40 people to camp. That school bus was donated to us completely free, and the driving is completely free. So I am not driving it. I am not CDL certified. So yeah, all of that is completely free this year, which is great. So that is the arrival and the arrival when to be here and when to leave. Parents, you are more than welcome to stay when you drop off your kids, or if you want to drop them off and run, that's fine too. So we will have Sean will be driving his truck with the trailer. We'll load the trailer. We may have to put some of it in the bus as well because we may load the trailer relatively quickly. Sean will drive the truck there. We will unload it, and Sean will drive back. Sean is not staying with us this year because he has a lot of stuff to do. So I kind of told him that he doesn't have to stay with us this year. Your sponsors for this year, the guys is obviously myself. And then Isaiah Thurman is joining us this year. He is a rookie. So guys, be nice to him. I'm looking at that table back there. And then ladies, your sponsors are Courtney Murphy, Madison, my wife, Penny Brewer, and then another rookie in Isabel. And so they've got 4. Four girls. Madison is technically a sponsor, but you will probably not see her very much because she is
Camp staff mom, Madison.
Yeah.
Super summer coordinator.
She's super summer coordinator. So she is not in charge, but technically in charge. So she'll be running around. So those are your sponsors. That is not the right password for this. On that back table as well, there is a suggested packing list, as well as some frequently asked questions as well, so that you guys can have. Again, the suggested packing list is just some ideas that the camp has come up with of things that they recommend. Yes.
Can I add to the suggested packing list?
Sure.
Okay, so for the girls who are dressing up, so make sure you bring dresses and stuff, or like jean skirts, or like jean shorts with a nice top.
There's one night where like everyone dresses, all the girls dress up like at camp, but for just like our church, if you want to, we're trying to dress up like every night for
Every night.
worship.
So bring nice clothes
If
and
you
have
want
fun. You should be a little girly girl.
That is, yes. That's optional if they don't want.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Yes.
But if you want to participate.
Yep.
it's always welcome.
Yep. There is, yes. And so, again, there's frequently asked questions and camping pack list back there. If you want some insider trading secrets on how to pack, come talk to Madison or I. We've got some. We've been going to this camp for a very long time. We don't want to say how long because I don't want to say how long because it'll tell you how old I am. But I've got some insider trading tips and tricks on what to pack and what not to pack. Is there what not to pack on that packing list as well? No. Yes. Okay. This is something that is completely new. I know we've done this the last 2 years, but I'm going to not make friends. There will be no phones this year. Okay? 0. Okay? No phones this year. I know I made a bunch of friends with the parents. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So, I talked with Madison, and we felt like this was a good thing to do to take them away from all of the distractions that comes with the phone and with the rest of the world. And so this will allow them to get away from it, to disconnect. There may be some withdrawal syndrome on Monday and Tuesday, but it'll be okay. Most of the time, by Wednesday, they are totally fine. Usually when they bring their phone. So I just wanted to make that 100% clear. We are not, yes.
They're going in a box though, right?
Yes. They can bring their phones with them but as soon as they get here, they are going directly into a lockbox. So I will have them so that then again, you guys can have my phone number and Madison's or you can have mine, or if you want to get with one of the sponsors to give you their phone number. So ladies, if you want to get one of the female sponsors, guys, if you want to get my phone number or Isaiah's, that's fine. So that if you need to get with us, we will still have their phones, but they will not be able to get to them, if that makes sense. Because again, I know that things happen, stuff happens, that they may need to get their phones because things happen. But I want them to not have the temptation of just staying in their rooms all day and playing with their phones. So, but their phones will be on site, but they will just be in a lock. I will literally lock them in a box for them to not have. But they will still have them if they absolutely need them. Because again, I think I've told this story before. I had a junior one year. She was a high-level D1 athlete, and she was constantly needing to be in contact with some schools that she was getting actively recruited in. So she needed to be on her email and texting some of the coaches so that she can get scholarships and things like that. So I understand those types of things as well. And I know some people have got clubs and things like that. So again, we will work with them as best they needed. And so I know that was going to be the worst announcement that I probably made. But so I know. So probably the people that affects the most are not even here. So, but again, we're trying to take away as much tech as we can so that they can get away and spend as much time as they can with God, and really lock in. Is there any other important thing that any major different? Any other?
It's all in the info pack.
Yeah. It is encouraged to have a watch so that you can keep time so you're not late to anything, especially blast games.
Yeah, because
Turn it on airplane mode. Yes. I highly encourage if your student is used to using their phone as a watch to just get them a cheap $9 watch off Amazon or Walmart or something like that so that then they can have something, because timeliness is an important thing at camp. Because if you're late to blast games, you lose your team points. And we don't want to lose points at blast games because we want to win.
Did you just say technically we?
No.
Oh.
I won't know until they
Okay.
So technically, you don't earn points unless it's a situation where there's a blast team cheating, in which case we have to revert back to braces. But wear your braces, be on time.
Yes.
So, yeah. There again, Super Summer is I love Super Summer. It is my favorite week of the year, every single year. It is an opportunity, for me to get away from everything, and to spend time with your students in an environment that is catered toward sharing the gospel and discipling them and just pouring into them directly. And I love that chance. They will probably get annoyed with me by the end of the week. It happens every year, and it's fine. But they will end up loving me by the end of the week too. Do you guys have any questions? Anything about Super Summer that I know that I have forgotten? Specifically, maybe the newbies, the new parents, or the new students that need questions asked. Is that a stretch or a question? Okay. No questions, no comments, concerns, cries of outrage. Yeah, what? Kind of, but not at all.
It's at the same place.
It's at the same place. Yeah, and they talk about Jesus and they do worship. That's where the comparisons stop. And so, if you wanted to know, your camp pastor is Andy Addis, and your camp worship team is Matt Atherton. Yes, so it's the same exact people that we had last year. My hope is around between 2:30 and 3. Like I said, I will hopefully do an email chain / texting chain and give you guys an exact time, because it will depend upon how long Andy talks and how long Brahms takes. Because if you didn't know this about Madison and I, we love Brahms, and our kids love Brahms because we love Brahms. So, we call that good discipleship. So, whether you think it is or not, we call that good discipleship. So, yes.
How much money?
That is a great question. There is opportunities for spending money. There is swag there. There's camp swag there. So there's Blast t-shirts. There is Super Summer t-shirts. They cost anywhere from what? Yeah, $12 to $14 for t-shirts, and then there's stickers and bracelets and books and things like that are usually on. Yep. Then there's Snack Shack, which is what, 50 cents to $1, something like that. It's a lot like Kids Camp in that app. Yeah. No, Brahms is totally on me. Yeah, Brahms is totally on me. That is on me. I will pay for that. And then there's always an offering taken up every single year at camp, and that goes directly to collegiate staff, right? The offering every single year goes directly to collegiate staff. If you know what collegiate staff is, the college students that spend time with your students during their small group times. They are their blast leaders. They do a whole bunch of stuff. So they are awesome people. They're great. So all of the offering goes directly to them. So if you want to send your students with specific offering money, that is great. Or if you want to give your students money and say, hey, make sure you give 10% of this to the offering, that is great. It's an awesome opportunity. But there's always an offering every single year for that. And then all of the personalities will also have swag opportunities as well. Matt always does, and Andy always does. Andy always sells his books, which are usually pretty cheap. And then he also sells his talks that you can buy on a flash drive so that you can have. And I never remember how much they are. And then Matt's usually sells CDs and merch as well. Yeah, how much orders Crew Next last year? Do you remember?
We just talked about that, like 22,
Yeah.
25
Yeah.
after taxes.
Yeah.
You can do card too for their stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, the swag for the personalities is usually a little bit more expensive than the swag for the camp stuff. So recommend. I usually tell people, if it were me, I would not send my kid with more than like $40 or $50. But that's a lot. But yes.
We all get by with the $20.
Yeah.
Like, get a shirt.
Yeah.
Because we don't really spend that much time eating food because they provide a bunch of food.
Yes. But I know there are some people that will send their kids with hundreds of dollars. Yeah, yeah. There are some new there's some new Gertie shirt. Yeah, there are some brand new Gary and Gertie shirts.
Oh, so you're telling us we need it.
I'm not telling you need anything. I'm telling you that I will be buying a new Gary and Gertie shirt.
So we can win is what you're telling me.
Absolutely. So, but yes,
My bottom line is you could have no money
Yes.
and be fine.
yeah, you can have no money and be totally fine. Yes. So, $20 is probably the best recommendation. Yes. $20 is what I recommend, but you can get away with nothing. Yes.
I just don't want any parents.
Yes.
To feel like,
And if your student has any medication or anything like that, please let me know because there's no more camp nurse. I think I've said this in the last couple of years. We either they are responsible for taking their own medication or we as camp sponsors are supposed to try to help them to remember. And so luckily we have a nurse on standby if something goes crazy, but I try not to use her. And so, because she's also, so, but if you have any sort of medication, it's just a good idea to let me know so that then I can kind of be in the know of what's going on. But I kind of know all of the things because I get a report of all of that as well. So, yeah, I think that's everything that I need to know, that you guys need to know. If you guys have questions, please come find me and let me know. Again, I feel like I've talked way too much. Anything else? No questions, comments, concerns, cries of outrage? I'm going to pray and then we can do that. Okay. All right. I'm going to pray again and then you guys can feel free to leave, go, take a nap, cry. I don't know because this meeting was way too long. All right. Again, so let's pray. Father, again, we thank you for this time that we get to spend together. Lord, again, I want to pray for this summer. Lord, I pray that you will use this summer as a time of discipleship, as a time where your gospel is going to be shared, as a time of fun, as a time of silliness, but as a time that we are going to get to know each other, and we're going to grow together as a group. And Lord, I'm just so thankful for that. Again, I'm so thankful for these students and for these parents that I get to minister to and partner with. Lord, you are so good, and I'm so thankful. It's your son's time we pray. Amen. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. You're welcome.